talk about Deadpool then, shall we? Let's get back to some movie reviews. Let's do that. Deadpool came out last month, February. It's now March 2016. I could have got my review up the week it came out, and along with everyone else talking about it, I could have jumped onto that bandwagon and got more people interested. I'm sure that people aren't that interested now in March of 2016 about Deadpool, which is fine. And I kind of feel annoyed at myself for not posting a review because I'd seen the film, so I should have. I have a movie review channel. Why didn't I do that? There's lots of films I've seen in the cinema over the past couple of years I just never make videos about, you know? There's some that I have and haven't posted and things like that, but yeah, I kind of felt like I shouldn't post a review of Deadpool because I didn't love it. And I felt like it would be riding against that wave of popularity and positivity that was coming from the film, and I would just get washed over by people, you know, disagreeing with me and saying, you know, oh, you know, lighten up a bit, you know, oh, you didn't understand it or whatever. And that's bullshit. Not that, you know, people having their opinions, but what's bullshit is that I felt the need to not post a review about it because other people wouldn't agree with it. And again, you know, you got to just kind of look in the mirror every once in a while and say, yeah, I'm a grown man, I'm an adult, but I still have these kind of teenage tendencies where I'm like, well, I can't do that because people won't like it, you know. So I readily admit to that. But yeah, Deadpool. Long-awaited, anticipated film by a lot of people, not me. I enjoyed what Ryan Reynolds did in the Wolverine Origins movie, which I still enjoy as a film. It's not great, but I like bits of it, and I thought he was quite good in it when he was human, at least. And I knew a little about the Deadpool character. Some friends of mine were telling me about him about 10 years ago, longer than that even now. I didn't really get into it, and I've covered this before, where comic books for me, I'm overwhelmed by them, because I'm one of those completist kind of people who, if I get into something, I want to get into it, you know. And when it comes to even Batman, which I'm such a huge fan of, I just feel like, I want to read every Batman comic, but it's impossible, and then I just don't end up going into anything. Same with something like Deadpool. I would never have the time to even begin to start scratching the surface of a character like that, or any character that's popular and has loads of comics about them. So all I really knew was that he was a wise-ass character who breaks the fourth wall. That is it. That is it. And I knew what I'd seen from Ryan Reynolds in X-Men Origins Wolverine. So going into this film, knowing the buzz around it, the R-rated thing, oh, it's so like meta and, well, not meta, but like it's fourth wall breaking and all this stuff, and it's R-rated, an R-rated superhero movie. And we've seen that before. We've seen Watchmen and other things, but this one seemed to be a big capturing of a moment of, look, we can still do a superhero movie that has blood and guts and sex and swearing and all that stuff in this Marvel era of movies, you know. And it is technically a Marvel movie, but just not under the Marvel Studios banner. Is that correct? Or I'm not sure about it's definitely not within the Disney banner of Marvel, but you know, it's separate from the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And then of course you got the Fox side of it with X-Men. I don't know, it gets complicated. There's muddy waters there that I'm not too familiar with, but it was a big thing, you know. And so going into this film, I was like, okay, let's just give this a chance. So I gave it a chance. The opening credits were a big indicator. A lot of people loved the opening credits, thought they were really funny, and to me, I just didn't really find it funny. And that's fine, you know. That doesn't mean I didn't find the movie funny at all. I just thought it was a bit too self-aware. This is where people are like, you idiot, that's what Deadpool is, he's self-aware. I get that, I understand that, but it didn't quite work for me for a lot of it. The humour was hit and miss, more miss than hit. When it did hit, though, I'll give it credit. It really made me laugh. Little lines like when Deadpool called Negasonic Teenage Warhead Ripley from Alien 3, or when someone mentioned the Professor and he said, "Oh, who, McAvoy or Stewart?" You know, those little things. The Hugh Jackman jokes. Love that stuff. You know, make sure the suit isn't green or animated. I like that kind of, you know, inside referencing. But when you've got Deadpool going like, you know, after the 8th fourth wall breaking moment, going like, that's a fourth wall break within a fourth wall break. That's like 16 walls. It's like, yeah, we get it, man. Like, Ryan Reynolds was fantastic. He is so suited to this role. I loved seeing him play this character. Again, it sounds like I got a lot against this film. I really haven't. A lot of it didn't click with me in terms of the humour, and it is a film that is all about the humour consistently. And so when it didn't hit all the time, it was kind of just, let's wait for the next joke, you know. And there's so many of them, and I give credit to them, you know. But again, I almost feel like the writers maybe, because at the beginning of the film, the opening credits, it's like written by the real heroes here. It almost felt like the writers felt a bit self-important with this, and like, we're so funny with all this fourth wall break. I don't know. I just got this little feeling from it. You know what I mean? Now, overall, I would give the film about a 7 out of 10, which I think is a fair rating. I really enjoyed it. You know, overall, I was really good. I was really good. It just wasn't great. It wasn't great. You know, these 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 ratings just seem to baffle me. But at the same time, if you love this film, that's awesome. And I mean that completely, sincerely, and genuinely. If this is your Empire Strikes Back, I'm so happy for you. And I mean that again, completely sincerely, because everyone enjoys things differently. You know, so if you loved it, that's awesome. Just for me, it wasn't quite, you know, that kind of a film where it was just so great. And it was refreshing, for sure, to see all this violence and language in a film that you don't normally see it in. But at the same time, I felt like they overused it. They went to the well 10 too many times, you know. Fuck this, fuck that, fuck balls, shit balls. Let's just make up words with fucking shit and ass and you know, sitting on faces and all that. So they just felt like they were like, right, we can do anything. Let's just put everything in there, you know. What's this line? Well, he says he's going to go rescue her. Say he's going to go fucking rescue her right fucking now. You know, we need to get those curse words in there. And it just felt a bit like overkill to me. Little bits as well that I just didn't get, like when he's looking for the Francis guy and he's running around just like, where's Francis? And he just shoot him in the head. Where's Francis? Shoot him in the head. It's like, why isn't he waiting for them to even try to give him an answer if he's looking for the guy and he really wants to find this guy, but he's just killing these people anyway? Oh, it made for a fun scene where he's killing loads of people. Little things like that, but I still thought it was a very well made film. The action was great, the comedy when it hit was awesome, the chemistry between Ryan Reynolds and Morena Baccarin's character was really great. I liked their relationship, it was different, but at the same time it is a film that is very much like, this is like nothing you've seen before in this genre, and yet it was everything we've seen before in this genre. You know, a guy comes into these superpowers either by accident or by choice. Things go a bit wrong, you know, he has been changed, he has all these things and it's great, but then that doesn't quite help him in his, you know, in his normal life, and so he has to struggle with that and wrestle with that, and he has a love interest, and she gets captured by this, you know, generic villain, who I will say the villain was acted well. I enjoyed his character, he was great at being a dick, but again, pretty much a generic villain character, not too much to him, which I will, again, freely say that a lot of the Marvel Cinematic Universe films are all like that with a generic villain, so I'm not saying they're better than this by any means. And then, you know, the girl gets kidnapped by the villain, the hero goes, has a big fight, some explosions and stuff, a big set piece at the end, and then he saves the day and gets the girl and they kiss at the end, you know, spoilers. So again, it felt like they were very much like, wow, this is like unlike anything, and then it was again just very formulaic when you just look at the basic plot of the film. So yeah, 7 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. Would I watch it again? Yes. Would I get it on Blu-ray? Probably, when it's cheap at some point. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing some behind the scenes and stuff. And I'm looking forward to seeing the sequel. I really, really am. It's just that maybe I wasn't in the right mood at the time. Maybe when I watch it again, I will find it a lot more funny. That's definitely possible. But on the first viewing, first reaction, first initial gut instinct, it was really good, but not great. So there you go. That's my thoughts on Deadpool. Let me know what you thought, if you're still interested at this point. Again, I'm posting this review kind of late. My next review will be this week, and it is of a film that hasn't come out in the UK yet, so yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that, and to hopefully maybe push you guys into watching, because I think it's a great film. My favourite of the year so far that I've seen, which has been only a handful. Actually, no, there is another 2016 film. 2 more 2016 films that are probably better. Okay, well, anyway, I'll talk about that in that video because I'm running out of battery. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
So you might say he's a really nice guy, really, but if fucking don't cut shit with me. He says he's really cool, but I think he's a tool.